Hello, race fans. Is anybody in here yet? Doesn't look like it. Hi everybody, I'm just getting the camera set up. I boosted the exposure a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy like Webbo does, but I don't mind looking at the cars in the dark. But I boosted it up just a little bit to improve our ability to see just a hair. But hopefully we won't have blinding lights in front of us. So it looks like we're going to have qualifying under raining conditions. This should be a very interesting way to start the race. The race will start with rain as well, but sorry, cat distraction. The race is going to start with rain as well. However, this qualifying in the rain is, it looks like they are going to restart. And we got rain again. Very interesting. Or is this qualifying? I'm not sure what's going on. Nobody has told me. Just kind of trying to figure out what the guys are doing here. Looks like they reset the date and time, perhaps? Or this might just be qualifying. Mercury's first out in the Mustang. Followed by Texas 2. I'm just going to call you Texas 2. Kurski in the Lambo, the Bender Lambo. I like that one. Is it all chrome? Yes, it certainly is. It's going to be blinding in the rising sun. Take a look at Binkett and his nice Crayola cars as they're doing their very long outlap here. Just to do a quick mic check. Is everybody able to hear me that's in the lobby right now? Get some chatter going on from the chat since we got a long outlap. Makina back in 7th. K2 and Jim looks to be struggling. Oh, Jim has a pit exit penalty. Not a big deal on the outlap. Everybody looks like they're just trying to get a little bit of space, perhaps. Thrasher's very last car to come out. He wants as much space as possible. Preston in the ambulance. It looks like most people are going to qualify here on the wet tires. Let's see if anybody's got, real quick, anybody's got the weather showing. Does not look like it, so no weather reports for this race. But we're just going to follow along on the outlap here. I'm just going to go mute until we actually start our time. Just let the guys warm up in the rain. I'll see you guys back in about 7 minutes. I might pop back on, but there's definitely not much action at the moment. Just a bunch of guys trying to get some space, trying to qualify in this heavy torrential downpour. Look at those water beads on the windshield. Sliding the car around. All right. Texas 2 not too far behind Mercury. They might end up closer than they would like on this qualifying lap. And Kurski needs to probably give some space there, or maybe just drop out of this pack. This is the outlap, so not too big of a deal. Roy would definitely like to get by Kurski right now. Kurski's like, hey, I'm in the Lambo. I got the all-wheel drive. I'm not going anywhere. Just the outlap, fellas. Don't fight too hard. Looks like there's a bit of a bottleneck developing behind Kurski. Looks like the rain has let up. It might be difficult for these guys to get a full qualifying lap on these wet tires. It might dry up too fast. The rain has ceased. First guy off the track. It's going to let a bunch of people by. Oh, looks like we're having a second small bout of rain. The real question is the track going to stay wet enough for these drivers on the wet tires to be able to complete a lap without the tires dying out on them at this point? That's probably the biggest factor right now. We don't have a good look at the weather, so we don't really know how this rain is going to continue or not continue under this qualifying conditions. If it does dry up too much, a lot of these drivers on the wet tires, and that is most of the field. We do have one intermediate in Makina, might be the best choice. It might get real risky here. Some of the wet tires are already starting to wear just from that brief stint of dry tire that we had there. Still waiting for anybody in the chat to talk. Anybody? Everybody hear me okay? Yes, no, maybe so. Only a couple watchers at the moment. Roy is caught right up to Mercury. And looks like he will make that inside overtake. Oh, no, they are side by side, fighting for space. We got a whole pack of cars here. Let's see if they make room for each other. I'm curious what's going to happen once like we get to the back straight. Is everybody going to separate and spread out? Oh, there goes Mercury. That's going to hurt. Cam had to correct for him. Lost a little bit of time. Makina picks up a little bit. Makina's probably on the fastest set of tires right now, and the tires that are most likely to last these 2 laps. Good choice by him to start on the inters. The anticipation that it would dry up. Looks to be a wise decision at this time. I don't know any of the corner names of this track. There are just far too many to memorize. Hello watchers, can you guys hear me? Thanks, Pinkett, I appreciate that. I can't believe I passed Texas with 1 second left on the clock. After having going off the track with like a 3-second lead and giving it up. Our lead car at the moment is Dad and Son on this long, wet outlap. We will start to really pay attention once they start getting going here. I haven't gotten any confirmation. Oh, Dad and Son off the track. Well, that was a hell of a rejoin. I haven't gotten any confirmation that I can be heard right now. I did have to buy a new headset recently, so I'm really hopeful that you guys can hear me. Hello, hello. All right, thank you, finally. Appreciate it. All right, so Makina on the best tire choice. Did you? Just gonna start from the back. That might be a good idea with all this rain. So Makina on the intermediates, looks like the wise choice to start this race for the qualifying time. The guys on the wets are going to have to battle out these tires. Hopefully they last. K2 Mars's tires are already starting to eat shit. He has found a lot of dry track early on this opening stint. He's going to struggle to complete a second lap on those tires because the track is definitely going to dry up more. Camzilla's in the same boat. His tires are really rough condition. He's going to struggle as well. We might have a bunch of people not qualify or fail to actually finish qualifying. Yeah, all these drivers on the wet tires, they are in trouble. Sully's on the racing mediums. How did that happen? I guess he just waited for the rain to stop. That might be the smart call. Hopefully he has enough time to get all the way around. All right, as expected, Makina's tires are definitely the healthiest. Yeah, Koro's tires are shot, Jim's tires are shot. Almost everybody on wet, their tires are shot. Basically everybody, yeah. K2 wet tires are in the best condition, but everybody else's tires are completely shot. They are going to struggle to finish this lap. Makina should be able to do it with ease. He should, I would imagine, end up taking the pole position here. Dad and son, yeah, he did baby his wets. Good job. Pretty healthy. The wets are still going to wear really fast under these current conditions, but that is very healthy. Jim's tires are shot. Cootie, new driver. His first race with us. Representing Team Dunkin' Donuts. So we got K2 hot on the heels of Makina. These are our two leading cars for the qualifying. Look at that slide. Love it. They're going to be looking for any wet track they can find. K2 a little bit more confident on his right now than Makina. Maybe just the wet portions of the track, little sliding going on. I didn't realize the Super was a right side drive. Check in on the tires of a few other drivers. Camzilla trying desperately to find wet track. Mercury as well. It's pretty much going to be everybody going around is just trying to find some dry track. Texas 2's front tires are completely annihilated. Getting that wet, there you go. So the all-wheel drive of the Lambo is coming back to bite. This Curtis guy goes off the track. This will not be a good idea of how fast people can really be on this track. Obviously, because all this fucking rain. Can't believe how much random rain we had today. That's what, 3 random tiles? Mercury definitely jinxed us, calling it out on the live stream, or the podcast rather, that we never get rain. So today we have at least 3 rain tiles. 2 in GTD Pro. Yeah, indeed. 2 in GTD Pro and at least 1 in GTD. We'll see if it rains later on in this race as well, a second time. It was so crazy in the GTD Pro race that I got fastest lap just because I'm the only person who completed a timed lap. At least I think so. I didn't see at the end if anybody took it from me, but... I was FL the whole race up to that point. Given all the rain, I don't think so, but we'll see. K2 off the track in that long right-hander up through the straight section. It is quite dark right now. They are Just probably struggling to see, trying to struggle to find the wet spots on the track still. Trying to find any liquid to drive through. Makina's intermediates holding up very well. Camzilla's, or K2 Mars's wets are really dying. Cams are basically dead. He'll be lucky to make it all the way around. And yeah, as I say that, he goes off the track into the wall, followed right by Mercury, who does the same. I wouldn't worry about this qualifying too much, honestly. I would just say screw it and just start where you start. The rain is going to equalize everybody out anyway, I think. Like, there's no way you guys are going to complete a lap. Those front tires are going to be completely red and you're not going to be able to turn. There's just no way. Texas tires even worse shape. Limps around the track. Nice. Yeah, I'm the only person who completed a lap, so I get FL. Love it. Love Nurburgring. Yep, and that's what it feels like to drive with dead tires. Thank you, Larry. My first race win in probably like 3 or 4 seasons. I'm really excited. And a 21-pointer to boot. So yeah, Texas is struggling to keep his tires just to stay on the track at this point to complete the lap. Looks like Kuroski is behind him, might catch him, although his tires are just as dead. Dad and Son's tires are surviving, a little bit better than the guys in front of him, but not by a ton. Oh, where's Kuroski? How is Kuroski? Oh, he's Wait, I'm so confused. How is he in 6th and Dad and Son is ahead of him? That doesn't make any sense to me. Something's messed up with the order. So Makina way out ahead at the moment. Nobody in his rearview mirror. The only set of tires on the track, probably other than Sully right now. Yep. It was so dry up until that point. I'm like, oh, it's plenty dry enough to stay out. And then all of a sudden, like, the whole track is just completely wet. Yeah, absolute hilarious. So Sully on those mediums, he might actually be able to complete a lap, assuming there is enough time for him to do so. But he might have the best shot at completing a decent timed lap. Oh, not with that happening. Oh, nice recovery. Looks like a controller at work. Makina struggling around the carousel. K2's tires completely dead. Cam's tires completely dead. You were putting me under pressure too, Texas, for sure. I had that like 2.5 second lead, and then I went off. I hit a little bit of wet and went off, and I'm like, no, Monica, I'm not. Like I was like feeling the win, and then you passed me, and I'm like, oh god, all right, I just have to stay with him and hope that he screws up. And then Floody crossed the line and started the counter, and I'm like, oh no, we have even less time. Yep. And then you just happen to get Monica, and then you just happen to go off the track right at the last second. Oh, I couldn't believe my luck. It was good shit. Such a crazy race, all that rain. All right, we look like we're finally going to be finishing up this qualifying lap. Makina's still out in front, probably gonna take the pole, I would imagine. The only real candidate for trying to take the pole from him might be Sully, just because he's on a really good set of tires, and he might just be able to run faster than those intermediates would allow for. We'll have to see. Should at least help Sully get a decent position. Look at those poor tires for Thrasher. Oh my goodness. 4 sets of completely bald tires. Saito's just like, I'm just going to coast. Everybody's tires are completely shot. Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. So I think, oh wow, A couple cars off the track there. So it should be interesting to see what tire everybody starts on officially. I think the best choice is going to be the intermediates. We'll see. Hopefully everybody catches the lesson by Makina and starts with those tires. Makina finishing up on the back straight. K2, still not too far behind. Certainly way ahead in front of third place at the moment. Oh, everybody's trying to get ahead here. Roy squeezes past. Somehow still marked in 7th, even though he's currently sitting in 3rd. All right, Makina finally crosses the line, 9:37.653. Everybody else is behind that, that's for sure. Let's see how Sully's managing to do here on these medium tires. He has a chance to start pretty decent up in the field if he can just finish strong here. He's got as much time as he needs. K2 crosses the line in 2nd at 10:03. Looks like Sully keeps clipping those wet spots of the track, sliding around a little bit. 3rd place is still not crossed the finish line. There it is. Dad and Son at 10:13, followed by the whole rest of the pack. So Dad and Son, Mercury, and Camzilla. Makina, K2, Roy, Mercury, and Cam so far. We're just going to keep watch on Sully because he is an interesting opportunity to jump some positions here if he can finish strong. I think Sully might have had the good play here for the qualifying to just stay out until it dried up and then come out on the slicks. Making everybody else wait for him to finish, but he's only 8 minutes in. He's almost to the straight. Like, he could take pole even. It'll be tough. It's like 9:30 is kind of the average time, I think, but I think he could definitely beat a 10-minute time as long as he just keeps it on the track through this last couple sectors. Dry line. That's interesting. Oh, the light reflecting off in the night off the dry line is pretty cool. You can see the little puddles on the edges. All right, Sully. Hitting the 9-minute mark, you still have a chance. You could still take pole. He's got a chance. 20 seconds. Get on the power, go, go, go. Stay wide, don't go too close. All right, stay on the dry line. Go, Sully, go, Sully, go, Sully. No, 82 thousandths of a second behind. Way to go though, Sully. Good strategy on those medium tires. You did go off track a couple times. I think you hit a couple wet spots, so then that's unfortunate. That cost you some time, but great job getting 2nd place. To start the race, that's great position. So Makina has the pole, followed by Sully, K2, Roy, Mercury, Thrasher, Camzilla, Texas 2, Cootie, Jim, Kurisky, and Saito and Binkett in the back of the field who did not qualify. All right, we should be starting fairly soon. I have to see what the... Indeed. We'll have to see what the safety car ends up being, 3 or 4 today for this race. I wonder what number everybody is preferring today. The strategy's leaning more towards 3 or more towards 4. Not sure what the preferences are. I think at this point people just want the track to be dry. They don't really care what the safety car is. I know I sure do. Alright, eventually the time will expire or everybody will finish up. I'm not sure what we're waiting for. I guess we're just waiting for the time to count down. Maybe because Binkett didn't qualify, we just gotta wait for the full 3 minutes perhaps. Hopefully it's done soon here. I don't have any kind of countdown. Safety car 4. It's going to be safety car 4 again for the GTD races, just like GTD Pro. So safety car 4 it's going to be. We already know the race is going to start with some rain. So we'll see what the tire selections are going to be. Makina pretty much showed us with the poll there that intermediates are the best choice. They will dry up. So I imagine most drivers will probably run intermediates, excuse me, for the first 2 laps and then come in. And then we'll just have to see how things play out from there, whether or not it stays dry. Hopefully we start here soon. Still don't know exactly what the holdup is. Just kind of waiting for things to get going here. Any day now. Still just waiting for qualifying to end. Hopefully this will happen soon. Any year now. I feel like it's been multiple minutes. I feel like this should have finished by now. I'm not sure what the deal is. Just waiting for the time to end. 2 minutes left on the timer. Thank you. I don't know how there's still 2 minutes on the timer. I feel like we've been waiting here for like 5 minutes. The race will start sometime today. Definitely today. Makino's auto drive is having fun. We will hopefully be getting started very soon. Finally. All right. So, it's raining again, but let's take a look at the standings. We got Makina in the pole position in the Audi TT. We got Sully in the Supra coming out on those medium tires late on the qualifying. Put a nice time down and got the second place start. K2 also in the Supra, his teammate Obi-Wan and Django 1, 2, 3 there. Roy in the fourth spot. Mercury in fifth. Thrasher in 6th, Camzilla 7th, Texas 2 in the other Audi back in 8th. Cootie, the new driver, in the, I guess, filling in for Dirksey, coming in on the Dunkin' Donuts vehicle. Jim in 10th, Kuroskai back there in 11th, followed by Saito and Binkett, who did not qualify. Okay. This should be fun. We got that correction. We should race here all the time. We should do nothing but this track. We should just do this track for an entire season. Nothing but just all 4 variations. Just keep jumping back, random weather. Nothing but Nurburgring. Just for Glovis. He said he really wants it. He told me in secret. All right. We're going to follow K2 here to start the race. Oh, false start. False start from K2. So he's going to get left back very quickly. Let's hang. See if we can find a good view here. Everybody going through the first couple of corners safely as possible. Cam throws the back end out just a hair. And we are off proper through the first couple corners. Let's see, Thrasher in the wets. That we just learned that that's not a great idea. Thrasher, maybe he'll pit after the first lap. Most of the other cars look like they are on the intermediates. Danson already with a little bit of front end damage. Looks like he maybe hit the barrier in the first couple turn sequences. Texas also on the intermediates. Binkett on the intermediates. Jim as well. Just checking everybody's tires here. Racing hards for K2 Mars. What in the hell? Somebody forgot to change their tires. Oops. K2 Mars on the racing hard tires. I just picked up on that. I didn't see him at the start line with the racing hards. I didn't look. Oof. All right, so he is also on fuel map 6 at the moment. He's going to struggle to get by here. He's going to hope for the track to dry up. Looks like Sully's doing the same thing. They are starting on the racing tires. They're just hoping this track dries up. That's probably not a terrible play. I think starting on the inters is probably a much better idea. Hey, Floody, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the race. Mercury and Makina battling for 1-2 at the moment. Yep. Lots of fun tire choices to be made today. So we got a whole pack of cars here. Makina, Mercury, Thrasher, oh, Camzilla. Squeaks in on Roy. That was interesting. Let's see that again. Oh, so Roy took the inside on Camzilla, and so Camzilla just did the exact same thing back to him. Eye for an eye. That's how you do it. Somebody dives you, dive them back. No, we don't actually like that, but sometimes a little vigilante justice. Things will even out in the IRs, I imagine. Oh, Denson off the track a little bit, picks up a half-second penalty. That was not from that bump on Camzilla there. That must have been from driving off track a little bit. Yeah, I think he's blaming Camzilla with the flashing of the lights, but I don't think that's his fault at all. Usually a bump is more like a 2-second penalty, not a half-second. So that is unfortunate, but that'll be served on the final straight. Yeah, Dad cutting the track more there. I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up another penalty for that. That was very much cutting into the grass. Yeah, bully for bully, I agree. Just still with the half-second. Cam protecting the inside. He's like, hey, Roy, let's be nice here. Yeah, Cam is definitely defending hard. He's coming in, blocking out these inside lanes here. Lots of knuckle driving. Texas is also back here. So the top 6 drivers are pretty much all within about 2 seconds of one another. This is very, very compact. That's the word I'm looking for. Lots going on. Thrasher, you're going to have to defend hard too, because Camzilla made the overtake on Thrasher. I just missed that. And now Roy is going to have to try to fight with Thrasher to get that position. Hopefully Thrasher's up for the challenge. Almost got a little spinny there earlier. But Roy is definitely very aggressive out here. And what is that? That is definitely a push to pass, in my opinion. You can't just, stick your car on the inside and just bump off the car to get position like that. Hopefully that is dealt with after the race. Roy's still trying to put pressure now on Makina, who's dropped back to 3rd. Camzilla up to 2nd place. On this outlap, a little bit of nerf in the back on Thrasher from Texas, coming out of that corner. It does happen occasionally when everybody's driving so close together. Binkett now here in the mix, has caught up to the pack. Not anymore. Cam's got a car between them, so Cam can get some distance. He'll be all right. Makina's going to have to fight tooth and nail to keep Roy from fighting too much. Look at this. Too wide through this section of the track. I call this the false straight. little early on the gas there, Binkett. All right, and we're in the back straight now. The long, curvy back straight. I don't know if this has got a name. I'm sure it does. Everything has a name. I just don't know what any of those names are. This is just too many corners to learn. I got my own names for things. So Binkett, well, much more power down than Thrasher has right now. Thrasher on the wets. The intermediates are definitely faster through these straight sections. Thrasher tentative. Probably a little more tentative than he needs to be. The bendy straight, yep, that's a great name. Like it, like it. Oh, Denson into first place. How did that happen? Can we catch it? Oh, Cam off the track. I see. Off the track, and Denson snags the first place spot from him. Way to go, Roy. Although that half-second penalty that you're going to have to serve on the main straight is going to hurt a lot. You might just get passed by half the field here. We'll see if he's able to keep up with him. Look at that beautiful tight racing. The two Audis, 4 and 5. Yeah, he just needed some clean air. When he's driving properly because he doesn't have to dive bomb anybody. So now he gets the speed going. He takes a proper racing line now. Yeah, exactly, Flitty. I'm not even going to try to pronounce those words. Luffenhockendachen. Rackenstackenstein. There's some also tight racing here a little bit farther back in the field. Jim is fighting up to 8th now. I believe he started in 10th. Putting some pressure on Thrasher. Cootie right behind him. Putting some serious pressure on. Saito hanging on in the back here. The track is finally, I guess, dried up enough for the hard and medium tires for K2 and Sully. K2 did pick up a half-second penalty himself. Not super surprising in the rain situation here. And Preston is just hoping he makes it all the way around, honestly, in this ambulance. All right, back to real racing. They're about to head down the back straight here. The main straight, the big straight, the long straight. The straight of which I do not know the name either. Go through the double right-handers and onto the back straight. There will be a lot of drifting here. Oh, that's a bump. A little bit of speed from Makina. A little bit of push from his teammate, Texas. The Audis working together. Love to see it. Okay, a little bit of weaving from Cam up there. Hopefully not too much. That was just, I guess, one move. Yeah, right? It's going to take a long time to get there. It should be interesting to see on the dry tires, this first section, which doesn't seem to dry up. The dry line is like way over on the right against the wall. The whole left side of the track remains very, very wet through this section. See if anybody struggles or does anything different here. Everybody's on rain tires, so it should be fine. Oh, the Audi's pit. All right. Jumping off the intermediates. Cam stays out. That half second from Roy out did push him back into second. Nearly third, but looks like he was able to hang on to it. Anybody else in the pits? A couple cars. All right, so Texas and Makina, we saw them go in. Cootie and Saito and Kuriskai also all in the pits, all jumping off their sets of intermediates. I would imagine for a set of racing tires, probably hards, get those knocked out of the way. We'll see what they do. Maybe they could go mediums. I think just pushing 2 on the inters is probably a good plan. Allows you to kind of just push the car without having to worry too much about what happens. So we should have a lot of action here in the 1-2 spots. We know that Roy does like to fight hard for position gains, and Cam likes to defend. Wow, we got 22 people watching right now. I think that's a new record. Hi, everybody. We are on lap 2 of this 24 hours of Nürburgring. Dad trying to get inside position. That looks like a clean inside position to me. Very clean, very well done. Cam might get him on the cutback here. Just barely, yep. Very nice move. Swapping positions. That is good shit. Now, unfortunately, when you get this close to a car, your headlights stop working. And you can't see anything. Hey, Coma, how you doing? We saw a little bit of each other. I was behind you for a while, flashing my lights trying to get by. I knew you were on those hard tires. Alright, let's check on the other cars in the field here. Mercury still hanging on in third, doing very well. Binkett right behind him. Binkett, remember, did not qualify, so he started in last place. So he has made it up into the field in short order. Well done, Binkett. Well, I was definitely behind you for a while, trying to get by. I was struggling. It was hard, so hard to find overtakes on this track. So Thrasher's wets, I made the call to put the wets on again. They are gonna die just as quickly as they did in qualifying. Jim's intermediates also in real bad shape. Jim, you gotta find that wet track to drive through to keep those tires alive. Yes, the grass is wet, but that's not what I meant. Makina on the racing mediums. Oh, Sully off the track. A little bit of an incident for Sully, also on the racing mediums. K2 and Texas came out on racing hards and mediums respectively. They're going to get at least one of their sets out of the way. K2 on the hards. And Texas on the mediums, just ahead of him. Now, when you put the racing slicks on with this amount of with the water on the side of the track, you really got to be careful when you are going, you know, edge to edge, because you're basically going water, dry water. And if you put the pedal down on that outer edge, you can easily spin it around. So you got to be a little tentative still, because there's a lot of wet on this track still to contend with on the outside corners. Texas does have the tire advantage over his... Oh, Makina, never mind. They are both on the same sets of tires. Teammates. Working as a team. Thrasher's tires have completely died. His front left is dead entirely. He might struggle to finish out this lap just as qualifying was. Unfortunately for Jim, his tires are nearly just as bad. You gotta find that wet track, Jim. Go to the right, go to the right, get in the wet. Nope, get in that wet. Nope, he just doesn't want to do it. We're gonna have a team meeting after about driving in the wet. I think it's intermediate starting to die a little bit as well. And also not finding the wet parts of the track. I can see him just sticking to the dry line. You want to keep these intermediates as healthy as possible for as long as possible. Look how much, let's see how Mercury does it. Find the wet spots of the track, just drive through them anytime you can. Keeps those tires cool, keeps your tread on the tires. Mercury a little wide through into the back bendy straight area. Danson grabs first place. Well done. Quite the battle for 1-2 here at the front of the race. Reminder, it is safety car 4. Let's see if the Cam finding some wet parts of the track. Dad and Son not doing so. Dad and Son's tires a little bit more worn. I keep saying Dad and Son because it's in front of me, but I need to start saying Roy. Cam continues to find the wet parts of the track. Mercury as well. Jim has caught up to Thrasher, but Jim's tires are just as bad. Yeah, I was just about to start making my way to the back here. K2 and teammate Makina. Sorry, Texas looks like, I guess he got ahead of K2. Yeah, must have made a move on him at some point. Makina is still back in 6th at the moment. We're just going to stay in these cockpit views because it's very dark. In 8th. Sully has a beat on Makina. He does both using the medium tires. Sully's got a lap on his tires, of course. Cutie bringing up the rear in 11th. No action to speak of. And then we got Saito and Kuriskai. Preston has made it to the pits, so congratulations on the ambulance doing that. Not much action to speak of in the back of the pack. Cutie might be fuel saving. I feel like his acceleration out of these corners is just a little slower. He might be fuel mapping, maybe trying to make 4 complete laps. Yeah, look at that fuel. He's over 3/4 of a tank, or 3/4 of a tank. So Scooty is fuel mapping heavily. It looks like he's going to try to run 4 laps until the safety car, while everybody else is out there pitting multiple times. So that is a item and story to keep an eye on. We'll keep an eye on that as the race goes on. Speed starts doing the same thing. He's also got 3/4 of a tank. Fuel saving very heavily. See if anybody else. Texas just wiped out. Let's see if we can take a look at that. He is also fuel saving heavily. Texas 2 here. Through the trees, I think they're called. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, yeah, and just touch a little bit of wet and you just lose all traction and into the wall. Very unfortunate. Jim's tires are completely shot, as are Thrasher's, but Jim did get past Thrasher. Binkett's tires are nearly dead. So, oh, Roy hit the wall recently as well, has some damage. Let's see if we can find where that happened. Nope, it looks like we just missed it. So Cam's tires are just a little bit more healthy than Dad and Son's. They are definitely neck and neck right now. Mercury not far behind. Binkett's tires dead, struggling. Jim's tires dead. And K2 makes the pass with Makina on Jim's dead tires. Makina's still fuel saving and made that pass. Wow, Makina is fuel saving and still in a really good position right now. You know, 6th place with 3/4 of a tank right now. We're going for that 4 full laps. That's definitely takes some effort to drive that speed. So Roy and Cam are going to pit here. I imagine they're probably going to put on hard tires. I imagine Mercury will pit as well. Fuel nearly dead even, 43 to 45. Yeah, Mercury into the pits. Binkett will struggle to pull off the wall there. When those tires die, they just do not work at all. K2 now in 5th place. And he will definitely be still out there. Can he get out in front of Cam and Dad and Son, who are going to be coming out of the pits any second? Cam is out. Roy is out. 97% and 100% fuel, respectively. Are they going to get out in time? It's going to be close. I think he's going to... Oh, and Dad and Son off the track. It's wet. Roy completely misses it, gets caught in the wet track. Back into 4th. Got to get on that dry line, buddy. There you go. Get on the dry Get on the dry line. Get on the dry line. There you go. All right, so Cam did not get quite out ahead. Pretty hard for coming out of the pits. It's very wet on the pit lane, and then you do have a great area to break in. So K2 and Makina, who are running the 4-lap long stint, do come out ahead of him. But they are still going to be fuel saving, while Cam is not. So we'll see if Cam can get these positions back. I imagine Cam will be driving hard. He only needs to drive 2 laps before the safety car. We'll see if he who decides to stay out or not during that sequence. See if anybody else is close. Texas 2, not too hard, not too far behind Roy. Sully doing well. Down in 6th. Cootie looks like he is fuel saving as well, that's right. Mercury picked up a pit penalty, probably from the wet track. Probably slid over the entry or exit line, I would imagine. So that's going to hurt a lot for Mercury, that 3-second penalty. Saito just beginning the GP circuit, it looks like. Trying to figure out where he is. Oh, yeah, okay, just finishing the GP circuit. Binkett is quite far back. I'm not sure what happened to Binkett. I know he made a pit stop. I don't know if it's just a pit stop he lost positions from, or if he also had an incident. Again, it is very hard to come out of that pit lane and not lose it. I lost it last race coming out of that pit lane. Pretty bad. Thrasher on the hard tires has a full set of fuel. Jim has put on the mediums. We didn't see what tires Cam is on. Cam is also on the mediums. He did fall back a couple spots. Something happened to Cam. He must have maybe hit some wet track and went off. Roy and Texas both took positions on him. That is far too long to catch that in the buffer. That is unfortunate. Cam was in 3rd place. It's going to be very hard to catch any little incidents here. If somebody hits a wet spot at track and just goes off, because they can get back on pretty quick. Binkett now catching sight out. You should be able to run him down, I would imagine. Thrasher hits a little bit of wet spot, recovers. K2 still in 1st place, only by about 0.7 of a second. Makino right on his tail. Both of these drivers again. K2 is doing a maybe a 3-lap stint, while Makina is definitely on a 4-lap stint. So Makina is fuel saving, but it does not appear to be hurting him. In fact, this draft is probably super helpful. Is he going to get past him here? Yes. Nice overtake by Makina. Just had a really good exit through that last difficult section of track. Was able to just beat him into the next braking zone. Still quite dark, a little too dark for this view. Oh, Dad, Makina spun. We'll go ahead and get another look at that. Get a cockpit view here. So Makina coming down here, and this is what I did last lap, just hit that little bit of wet outside, and yep, that's all she wrote. That's unfortunate for Makina. Doing very well in a very strong position. Drops now back to 3rd place. Roy takes the 2nd place position. Cam is also now right on his heels. Still struggling to recover after his own mistake. Texas 2, not too far behind. Most drivers on a purple lap. Now that the track is very dry. Yeah, Mercury's still quite far back, still struggling. Looks like Cootie might have passed him at some point. Binkett back in 9th. Huge spread between most of the field. Things will, of course, tighten way back up when the safety car is enabled. Not this lap, but the next lap. Makina 8 seconds behind K2 in the lead. Only 2 seconds behind Camzilla, who is now in third. I guess I missed an overtake by Camzilla. This thing's happening just too fast to keep up with. So Cam back into third place. Texas is trying to see if he can run Makina down as well. Makina might be having to fuel save a little bit more harshly than before. Maybe he's just trying to make sure he doesn't use too much. They are at about a half a tank at this point, so they should be okay, I would imagine. K2 trying to run down Dad and Son. Cam has him in sights as well. All these drivers can see each other. Just a couple seconds separate each driver. Kurowski about a minute and 20 seconds currently behind the leader, pulling up last. Jim just ahead of him, struggling himself with the Nurburgring today. About 6 seconds ahead of Kurowski. Definitely has to make up some time. Those inters dying on his second lap definitely did not help Jim, put him really far to the back, much farther back than he really deserves to be. Thrasher driving hard in 11th. The sun is now starting to rise. We can finally see our cars again. Oh, and Binkett is right on Saito. Has caught up to him, looking to make a move. This should be a section of track that should be pretty conducive for a decent opportunity for an overtake. Saito could go off right there. Good recovery. It was a perfect 360. Well, Binkett does make the overtake. Thrasher is now going to contend to see if he can get past Saito. Those wet spots on the trackers, the grass and the curb, still very, very deadly. Mercury's going to suffer immensely with this 3-second penalty on the back straight. It might just allow Binkett to catch him, honestly. No, sorry, Binkett's 32 seconds behind, never mind. Yeah, not going to happen. But it is going to put him well out of reach of the top 7 cars, at least for the time being. Sully and Cootie. I don't know if it's Cutie or Cootie. I think it's Cootie. All right. Camzilla still trying to keep those going in the water a little bit, keeping those medium tires as cool as possible. Roy way out ahead right now, 7 seconds in the lead. Clean air is all he needs. Let's see if he dips into the pit. He will dump into the pit. That is surprising. All right. Cam into the pit as well, or K2 into the pit as well. He needed to go into the pit. He was out of fuel. Cam is going to stay out till the safety car. The other cars are all going to get on their next set of tires. Probably going to stay out for the safety car, I would imagine. Pitting may have been a good play there if you wanted to stay out for the safety car. K2 Mars currently has fastest lap. 9:36.666. Marker the beasting up the lap time. All right, that pit stop is about 30 seconds for Roy, who is very careful out of the pits this time. Trying to make sure he gets around Mercury. Well done. Good 31-second gap there. Oh, Danson way off the track. Way off there. What are you doing? All right. I was really worried he might jump back in the track before Mercury got there, but all right, cuts half the track, but gets there. He's lucky he didn't get reset. No penalty, looks like, either. Those wet edges of the track, still dangerous. Can still totally pull you off the track if you are not ready. K2 got a pit penalty, pulling out, so that's going to hurt him as well. Mercury served his penalty, but because he did not pit, he's still in second place. Be careful of those curbs, they are wet. Cootie working on running down Texas, currently on the Racing Hards. I imagine everybody's going to have their tire sets completed. That penalty is going to hurt K2 a lot on this stint. He's going to serve that during the safety car. So cars will be allowed to go past him while he is serving his safety car penalty. So that might suck a lot for K2. That might push him all the way into last place. Worst possible time to have to serve a penalty on the safety car, especially a 3-second or you can get by with a half-second penalty and still keep your position because you kind of ghost and unghost immediately. But 3 seconds is that's long enough for cars to make the pass, and they have legal right to do so. Let's see if they know it when the time comes, or if they're tentative about trying to break the rules. Cam is extending his gap currently. Oh, Danson did just make it past Mercury, it looks like. No, maybe not. What happened there? Oh, did Mercury eat it? I saw a position change. Yep, there it is. Mercury spun out. And that gives the position, second place, back to Roy. K2 not too far behind. Mercury at this moment about 3 seconds, but the 3-second penalty, again, going to be crippling. Makina basically just catching that draft right now on K2. Not quite close enough to get the draft, got to be within 1 second. But he's just going to hold on. He doesn't have to push extraordinarily hard. He will get that position for sure during the safety car. See what the back of the pack is doing. Saito back in 8th. That's a pretty good spot for Saito after a couple spins. Sully in 9th. Thrasher in 10th. Right on Sully's tail. 1.5 seconds. Binkett is 21 seconds down. Must have had some problems in the back of the pack. Kuroskai in 12th and Jim in last at the moment in 13th. Just struggling to put it down today. Makina has caught up to K2. Let's see if K2 just gives him the wave by with that penalty. Doesn't look like it. But we'll see if he can make the overtake before the pit, the safety car penalty line. This is a really difficult spot to K2 extra cautious about that outside wet lane. This is definitely a difficult section to try to make an overtake on. Lots of just you know, small braking areas. I like to call this the city. I don't know why, but I call it this little concrete section. These two, this section and the next section. I call it the city. Texas starting to appear in Makina's rearview mirror. Danson still is reeling Camzilla in. He was about 31, 32 seconds behind. He's down to 29 seconds. Cam just trying to enjoy that open air. Preston is set up at the pit line for the safety car. Jim did get past Kuruskei. Way to go, Jim. You're not out of this race completely, Jim. You can do it. Anybody else anywhere near close at the moment? Looks like Saito might have had a small problem there, a little slow to get off that accelerator. Makina's still on K2. Nobody else really in danger of an overtake at the moment. Safety car will begin at the end of this lap. Preston is there and ready. Oh, K2 off the track. And Makina follows him. Oh, Texas trying to get by on the dry line. It's wet out here. Yep. Oh, that is very unfortunate. That's a little bit of, that kind of sucks for Texas too here, because that was kind of questionable rejoins from both K2 and Makina there. Kind of pinched Texas off. They really should have let him go. But obviously everybody's always trying to get back on the track and back going as fast as possible. Sometimes you get a little bit of tunnel vision. K2 especially with that penalty, but it's okay. We'll let things settle off after the fact. It's definitely knuckle raising as they go through YouTube corner. I've seen so many wrecks on YouTube on this corner. The safety car is this lap. Larry, this lap. Zach, we should be catching up to it shortly. Preston is in position. And Cam is joining it now. Safety car, safety car, safety car. Amusing. All right, so no livery changes for Team Maple Stars. We just kept the same livery for this race. Looks like the Team Crayola is pretty much the same livery as well for Roy. I don't think that's any different. Crayola still rocks. Mercury is a little bit different with the blue and gold today. The Multimatic livery, interesting. And Team Audi with the, I'm not sure, oh, the San Antonio Spurs, okay, that's what that is. I'm not sure, San Antonio Spurs use an alien head? I know the little Spur logos. And the trophies, have they won 5 championships? I didn't know the Spurs were that good. Dunkin' Donuts for Cootie, the same livery as last time. The Obi-Wan Kenobi. I like the numbers too, very good, very Star Warsy numbers. I like that. Preston made the I don't know if Preston made these or if Glovis made these. I'm pretty sure Preston did. But very good Star Wars liveries. I really like the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Very beautiful colors. Planet Express Saito. I like this one a lot too. Team Space Cowboys. And this is Django Fett. You guys should have put a seismic charge on the back, or like the little compartment where the seismic charge comes out of the back. That would have been cool. That would have been a nice little extra touch. Django Fett, Mandalorian. More cool numbers. I very much like these Star Wars. That's Han's blaster, I think, on the side there. All right, so we got some pit stops under safety car. K2 is staying out, but Mercury is in the pits. Roy is in the pits. Texas, Makina, Cootie, Camzilla. Everybody else was on the hard tires. Cam was on those mediums. He might live to regret that. 92 fuel does look like enough to me. Saito's in the pit as well. Sully pulls in. Let's see if Thrasher comes in or not. Thrasher's going to stay out. Binkett has a new Crayola livery. A little bit more chrome. That yellow, kind of a yellow gold chrome going on. He's going to pit as well. Jim in 12th, probably going to pit. Kuriskai in the Team Space Cowboys Bender livery. I really like this Bender livery. Chrome and all. Very nicely done. All right. So the safety car is still out here. K2 has caught up to it, and is now our lead car for the restart. 3/4 of fuel and looks like 1 lap of medium tire wear for KMARS to start the restart. Roy is going to have basically a full tank of fuel and medium tires. Camzilla is going to be on the hards to finish this race. That's going to be difficult for him. Most of the other drivers are going to be on the mediums. But almost a full tank for him. Makina looks like he did brim the tank. He is also on the mediums. Texas on the mediums, pretty much a brim tank. Mercury also on the mediums, basically a brim tank. Thrasher is on at least 1 lap hard worn, with just over a quarter of a tank to go, about a third of a tank. So he will definitely have to pit and then run 1 additional more lap, I guess, after this restart. That could come back to bite him. I don't think any of the drivers in front of him are planning to pit again. So that is definitely going to hurt Thrasher moving forward. Cootie is just pitted on the mediums with a brim tank. Sully with a brim tank, also on the mediums. Same thing for Saito and Binkett. Jim on the hards as well, and picked up a pit penalty. Jim, my man, what are you doing? Kuriskai also on the mediums, and he's pulled off. And we're off. We're on the restart. Just caught it just in time. Roy somehow in first. How did that happen? Did he pass him on the restart? Is this an illegal pass on the restart? Oh, he went off. Yeah, you can't take. That's an illegal overtake, Roy. This corner you got to turn on. So Roy has an illegal overtake under safety car to restart the race. Let's see if he ends up giving it back or just continues to hold on, not knowing that he did in fact perform an illegal overtake on the restart. All right, so we're all bunched up again. Roy in first with, at the moment, K2 in second, followed by Camzilla on the hard tires in this group, the only car on the hard tires. Followed closely by Makina. Everybody's going to be itching to get past Camzilla on with the tire advantage. But Cam did need to put on the hards to complete the set. Whoa! Makina into the grass and into the wall. It looks like he is back out on the track, trying to be a little too aggressive, trying to find an area past Camzilla, touch the wet grass, and that's all she wrote. Gotta stay out of the grass. Grass is still very wet. There's still some wetness on the sides of the track, so the grass is still super wet. Do not touch the grass. All right, so now it's Texas behind Camzilla, followed by Mercury here. Thrasher not too far behind him, followed by Cootie. The Dunkin' Donuts teammates. I imagine they will try to help each other as much as they can. Makina's got a lot of distance to make up here. And Roy, just with that clean air, is just going to probably extend a huge gap. But yeah, as mentioned, he did make an illegal overtake under safety car. So we'll see if what the penalty time ends up being on that, if that ends up costing him the position or not. Texas right behind Camzilla on the superior tires. Really wants to get by. This should be just 7 laps, just like GTD Pro. Just barely. We'll see if any of the cars that are really far back end up causing an early finish, like happened in GTD Pro. Mercury right behind Texas as well. These guys are all right on each other. Good tight racing here. Thrasher and Cootie teammates not far behind. Sully and Saito had an event. Let's see if we can see it. No, looks like Saito is... nope, looks like we missed it. Texas inching to get past Camzilla on the superior tires. Can he make it? Oh, lit up just a little bit there, a little afraid to get into the grass. I don't blame him. Oh, Saito into the wall. Sully's gonna follow him. That will give Binkett an opportunity now to catch them. They're both slow off this bendy straight section. So Binkett should be able to make up some serious time here. He's already made up at least a second or two. Look at that time just tripping down. 7.7, 7.6, 7.5. He's chopping away at it. It's probably going to start to level off here in a second, but he has definitely gained a couple seconds off those mistakes. Looks like Texas might be able to make the move here. Looks like they just came out of the what you call it? I forgot the name of that thing. Cam stays just ahead on the inside. Way to go. This is some bare knuckle racing for 3, 4, and 5 right here. This is definitely a good track for Mercury. Has been in the past. Mercury is a strong driver on this track. Definitely has an opportunity to take a podium here. Kurski, currently in last. Jim still on that 3-second penalty. Binkett has reeled him into 3.3 seconds now on Saito. Saito must have had another small incident because he has fallen back behind Sully a little bit. Makina looks like he's, just 2 seconds behind Cootie, who is still right behind his teammate Thrasher. But it's still Cam, Texas, and Mercury for 3, 4, and 5. Texas all over Camzilla's bumper. But it's been clean. They haven't made any contact. Texas looking for that opportunity. Cam is not going to let him have it easy. Should be now this long straight. I think Texas might finally be able to get by because the superior tires and the draft. I imagine that Texas will finally be able to get by him on this long straight. Mercury might also as well. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, that's basically exactly what I expected to happen. Just ever so slightly faster. Oh, they are neck and neck. Looks like Cam's vehicle is just a little bit faster in the straights than Texas's, even on the inferior tires. The Jag is just better in the straights than the Audi. Mercury falling way behind. I can't imagine anybody's fuel saving here. And we got 10 minutes, 20 seconds right now left to go. Little bump. Lit off the throttle, gave it back. I think it's definitely possible that the cars in the back will end up crossing the line after time has expired. Thrasher into the pits. That was expected. That's going to cost him a lot of positions. Texas here on the inside on turn 1. Gets on the brakes. Secures that inside line. Nice overtake into turn 1. Camzilla into 4th. Mercury did lose a little bit of time through that straight section. Oh, Cootie loses it. Spun out. Somewhere back there, Makina lost a position as well to Cootie, but has given it back. So Cootie lost it just a little bit in turn 2. Gives the position back to Makina. That's unfortunate. Let's see if anybody else is going to be pitting here. I don't think so. But that Thrasher, you don't need 85% fuel, buddy. That's a little bit much. Hopefully, let's see if Thrasher comes out of the pits ahead of Saito. No, he will not. Saito will get in position, as will Binkett. Sully will not be so lucky. Binkett trying to see if he can get a cut back here. Not quite. All right, let's check in on the action up front. Yeah, I'm as expected. Once Texas got some clean air, those superior tires gonna start pulling away. It should be a legitimate fight for a fastest lap here on this final stint. Everybody's gonna be able to complete a second lap in the dry weather. Mercury's going to keep catching up on him as well. Makina not too far behind as well. What kind of gap does Dad and Son have? 7 seconds on K2. That's not insurmountable by any means. One mistake could be 7 seconds. Texas 5 seconds behind K2 and closing. Cam 2 seconds behind. Mercury not far behind him either. Just 1 second gap. Those hard tires are gonna be difficult to finish on. Saito a bit behind, about 40 seconds behind Cootie in 7th. Trailed just behind by Binkett right now. Can Binkett make the overtake? He's very close. You know he wants it. He's looking for it. Anybody behind him? We got Thrasher right behind him. Sully not too far behind him as well. Oh, Saito has a little bit of a mistake. Keeps it pinned to the inside of the track. Binkett desperate for an opportunity to get by. This could be it. Oh, they're fighting. Yeah, they both had to lit up on that corner. Didn't help either one of them. Helped Thrasher a whole lot. We go through the windy, bendy section in the back of the track. Makina just behind Mercury. Oh, Cam dropped back into 7th. Something happened to Camzilla. Looks like he lost it through that windy section on the hard tires. Drops back to 7th. That's very unfortunate for Cam. Cootie up into 6th now. And you can't really go any farther back than 7th either. 7th is, there's a 50-second gap to Saito. So 7th is about as far back as he could be at the moment without any additional mistakes. A lot of room, a lot of time to try to make it back up. Makina and Mercury, oh, what is this? Makina pushes Mercury into the wall. Looks like he's going to be friendly and give it back. Good sportsmanship. The gap from Roy to K2 is extended to 8.5 seconds. Still 5 seconds between K2 and Texas. Mercury has dropped back a bit. So our current podium positions are Roy, K2, and Texas. It's definitely neck and neck at the moment as they begin their trip down the back straight. Yeah, Binkett and Saito. Oh, yeah, okay. Binkett and Saito had contact. Sully looks like he got ahead of him. Missed it, all right. But Sully did gain position on both of them. Up into 9th, Thrasher into 8th. As I'm sure Binkett is probably maybe just a hair frustrated. That's probably where that contact came from. Jim still pulling up the rear in last place at the moment. But the action is still primarily here up at the front of the pack. With Mercury, Makina, and Cootie, 4, 5, and 6. No podiums here to earn, but still at least one more lap to go, or at least most of a lap to go. We will see if they will be able to finish that 7th lap or they will get stopped short. I think traditionally Group 4 does end up getting stopped short from the cars in the back. Cars like Jim and stuff might finish after the time has expired, which will start the 3-minute countdown. Love this section of the track. I think, again, I believe it's called Trees, I've heard it called. I'm not sure. My favorite section of the whole track, ending with YouTube Corner. And the jump, of course. Approaching YouTube Corner now. That's the basically the famous YouTube angle right there. Beautiful. I imagine we got a lot of people on purple times right now. Fastest lap is definitely going to be completely up in the air. Although I do feel like there's a strong possibility that Roy will earn it here. Roy has another lap to go, and his front tire is in very beat condition. So is K2's, and K2 did pick up another half-second penalty. I don't think that's going to matter too much. It will give Texas 2 an opportunity to catch him. Only a 4-second gap at the moment, but yeah, Texas and Roy's tires are pretty beat up, surprisingly beat up for this amount of track that we've completed. We got one more lap to go. We got 2 minutes left on the countdown. Jim's gonna, if Jim doesn't stop at the line and wait, he is going to definitely start the countdown early. So this race has a very strong probability of not fully completing, just like the GTD Pro race today. Roy is definitely purple. Again, everybody's purple. Just who is the most purple? Roy is definitely more purple than K2. But they both have to make sure that their tires last at least, 4 minutes? Well, probably a couple more than that. Maybe 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes of driving? That could be questionable. Now, Roy's rear tires are fine, but I believe that's a front-wheel drive vehicle. But that front left could be a concern, could be a story for today's race. Same with K2, who did serve his penalty. That allowed Texas to catch up about 2.5 seconds. It's amazing how a half-second penalty equals 2.5 seconds of time lost, right? Yeah, the fuel is a little low, but these cars have everybody basically fueled up for 2 laps. Like, they overfueled, if anything. The Group 4 cars can do 3 easily. Makina, Cootie, and Mercury still all tightly wound together here. Cam has caught back up. Cam's tires are actually probably the most healthy out of everybody's. Maybe Cam did plan it right. But I think fuel will be fine for the Group 4 cars. Excuse the yawns. Didn't get enough sleep last night. Mercury and Cootie side by side through the GP section of the track. Mercury having the inside portion here. Can he hold it? Runs a little wide, but has space. Oh, there we go. The countdown just started. 3 minutes left in the race. Somebody has finished. Looks like Sully has finished. Sully, Binkett, Saito, Kuroskai, and Jim. Those positions are all locked in. 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. All right. Thrasher is in 8th. Still 45 seconds. I don't think there's much hope of him catching. So 7 and higher is still up for grabs. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Does anybody have any penalty time? I don't see any. It'll be important not to have any penalty time here. Texas not far behind K2. Mercury goes a little wide. Cootie trying to find a way past. McKenna is firmly in fourth at the moment. Mercury desperately trying to hang on to fifth. 2 minutes to go. They only have to drive for, looks like, 4 total minutes. Cootie falls back. Cam has right on his tail. Cam gonna see if he can snag at least a 6th place back. Let's see how the tires are shaking out for K2 and Roy. They're getting low, but they're not dead yet. Minute and 30 seconds to go. Texas not far behind K2 at this point, less than a second. Oh, K2. Oh, I thought he might go off the track there, just held on. Those really worn tires might give Texas an opportunity to take 2nd place. Mercury holding on. $50 seconds, or 55 seconds to go. Podium looks like, unless there's an accident, McKenna is definitely out of the podium hunt, dropping back 11 seconds. I think something happened to him. Mercury has not made the overtake, though. Everything's still the same back here. This is the story. 20 seconds to go. Can Texas get his car ahead of K2 before time expires? K2's tires in rough shape. Three, two, one. And that's the race. All right, what a great race. It's a shame that these races end early. We really got to figure out some way to deal with that. But Dad and Son takes 1st place. Great run by him. We'll have to see what happens with that safety car situation. K2 in 2nd place. Dad and Son also got fastest lap, so a 21-pointer for him currently. Texas Speed Stars, Texas 2 in the Audi, takes 3rd. McKenna in the other Audi, his teammate takes 4th. Mercury in 5th. Cootie in 6th. Cam just limps by in 7th with a late accident on those hard tires. Thrasher in 8th. And then Sully, Binkett, Saito, Kuriskai, and Jim finish out 9th through 13th. What a great race. That was very exciting. I had a lot of fun broadcasting that. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and take care.